Welcome to the workshop, world builders! This is our first season bringing practical world building to the main podcast feed, and we are super excited about it! Yay! For those of you who have listened to our world building workshops on Patreon in previous seasons, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. We are so excited to have you back with us. And to those who are joining in for the first time, we're so happy to have you here. As a brief overview for anyone who has not listened to a world building workshop before, here we actually do some world building instead of just talking about worlds other people have built. We, your three magnificent hosts, will go through a question and answer process each episode to build a different element of a sci-fi or fantasy world. This week, it is I who have chosen the topic and who will be guiding the discussion, and therefore I wear the crown of worlds and wield the scepter of building. Aha!
No, my crown.
Bow to me. No. Something else that is new and fun for this season is that we are using the books we read as inspiration for our world building topics. So in our last Tavern episode, we discussed our book of the month, A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan. And so today, surprise, surprise, we are going to be building our very own dragon. Yay!
I'm so excited.
Yeah. And in my first topic for last season's world building workshop, I also chose a mythical creature. So that's kind of fun, but this time we're narrowing our focus and specifically building a dragon.
Yeah, I don't think we did build a dragon. What did we build?
We built like an Arctic fox thing with antlers.
No, you told me it couldn't be a fox.
Right, sorry, it was specifically not a fox.
Building a
fox. It was like a seal, polar bear.
It was like a seal thing.
Arctic. Yeah.
I don't even know why. Emma was just like, no, Allison can't have joy.
Well, because I knew otherwise it was going to be a fox. And I was like,
we put you in timeout. We're like, too predictable.
Yeah.
To the dungeon.
Just watch it somehow be a fox. Even though it's a dragon, it'll also be a fox.
Yes, a fox dragon.
Fox dragon. So, I have a list of questions here. As always, we may skip around a little bit. If we come to a question we think we can't answer it yet, we may circle back to it later. But let's jump right in with question number 1. So my first question is, what hallmarks of traditional dragons are essential to keep in order for something to still be considered a dragon?
Ooh,
like, what do we absolutely need to have?
Okay, I have thoughts.
Yes.
I really liked how in A Natural History of Dragons, they answer this question. They're like, it has to have some sort of breath.
Yeah.
Like, that is not just exhaling air. Like, it's like fire. It might not be fire, but it could be poison or like, you know, all the
it needs a breath weapon or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I think I agree with that one.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe scales.
Yeah, it
like
needs to be reptilian in some way.
Reptilian and obviously winged. Can you have a non-winged dragon?
Well,
I
that
think you
brings
can.
us to wyverns, which people do debate.
You?
No, worms.
Wyverns
Sorry,
have wings.
Wyverns, yes. Wyverns have the 2 legs and the wings. Dragons have 4 legs and wings. And worms
also,
with a Y.
Asian
I was gonna
dragons
say.
Yeah,
don't have
also
wings.
don't have
They're like
wings.
really long and serpentine. So maybe wings are
maybe not
optional.
wings. Wings optional. Wings question mark.
But they should fly, maybe?
Well, because there are river dragons as well.
Yeah,
aren't
or
That's
like burrowing
true.
dragons. So I think we can maybe I do think they need scales. I think scales is important.
But then you have like the luck dragon, which has fur.
Yeah.
But it
In a
also has
never-ending
scales
story.
too, doesn't it? Like, doesn't
Does
it have
he have
fur
scales
and
to it?
scales?
He might also have scales. That's true.
Yeah. But he doesn't have wings. Does he?
Right.
No,
So
Falcor
breath
doesn't have
weapon
wings.
and scales, I think, is what we've landed. And like, I also feel like claws. Like, I think it needs to have like reptile feet. Like a dragon with paws feels wrong.
Falcor has paws.
I don't think Falcor is a dragon.
He's literally called a luck dragon.
Well, I think that that's wrong.
He really just looks like a super long dog. Like a
He does
real
look like
long
a long
Shih
dog.
Tzu
Yeah.
that can fly.
He's more like an Asian dragon, like the really
Yeah.
long serpentine form. So then there's the question of whether they need 4
Right.
legs to be a dragon, because wyverns have
I
only
think-
2.
Well,
and that's
I
what
think
makes them
this is
wyvern
our
trained.
made-up dragon.
Yeah.
And I think it could have no legs and no wings if we wanted to.
I think that it's a snake.
I think it's just a real big snake.
I'm gonna say I think it
That
needs
is
at
a giant
least
serpent,
one leg.
and I'm having none of it.
Yeah.
Uh,
One.
I say
Hops
4
around.
legs for a
Oh,
dragon.
okay.
4 legs.
4. What about
Okay.
okay. Sure. Well, I'm just going to put down
Or like front legs and back legs, like, four
appendages. Okay, so it means 4 appendages. Can it have more than 4 appendages? Like, what if we do like an insectoid
arms.
dragon that has like 6 legs?
Centipede?
Or like a
centipede
million
dragon?
legs.
That would be
I feel
terrifying.
like we're getting caught in the weeds here.
A
I don't
minimum
know
of
if
4.
this
A minimum of 4 legs. I'm just gonna write down a minimum of
At
4
least
legs.
4.
Okay. So the things we're keeping from regular or for traditional dragons are: it has to have a breath weapon, it has to have scales, it has to have claws, and it needs to have at least 4 legs
And
/
I think it
appendages.
needs to be somewhat serpentine to be,
Yeah,
you
it needs to
can't
have a vibe. Yeah.
Vibe.
You can't have like a ball and call it a drake or like.
Oh, but I do. But what about in How to Train Your Dragon? Where's
Yeah.
there's that really spherical dragon with the little tiny
Yeah,
wings.
that's a spherical dragon. That's fine, but you can't have like. Okay, I don't know.
I
There's
mean,
always gonna
we
be
could decide that
exceptions.
our dragon is serpentine, but maybe we can leave that up to a later question
Alright.
to answer. Okay, so question number 2. What is our dragon's intellectual capacity? Is it sentient or more bestial?
Ooh. Are we making a single dragon or like a race of
I think it's a race of dragons. I'm just saying our dragon for ease of.
Okay,
If we
yes,
decide it's like a
yes.
lone dragon, maybe, but I'm thinking like our species. What is our species of dragon?
This is tough because I like a schmug
Yeah, I
as
was gonna
much as
say,
the next
I like a
person,
smart
and I
dragon.
also like, but I also like the beast dragons of A Natural History of Dragon, and like in Dragon
Even like
Riders
Game of
Pern, there
Game
are
of Thrones
some
dragons
more-
are even like they're kind of
yeah,
they're smart, but like in an animal way. They're not necessarily smart in a.
they're not like.
I'm partial to an animalistic dragon, but I'm also fine doing a more sentient dragon. Either I'm just here for a dragon. I'm cool either way.
If it's sentient, then it's basically a person, like not
In a
not
dragon-
human, but
in
it's
a
like,
dragon skin? Yeah. We can also come back to this later once we decide on other stuff and
Let's
see
keep
how
going.
we're
Yeah.
Let's come
feeling.
back
Okay,
to
so
that
we'll leave this one open, TBD. What is the full-grown size of our dragon?
Ooh, are we gonna do little
Yeah,
dragons?
We were
Yes.
talking about how we love
Or
a
big
little
one? I
dragon.
do love a little dragon.
like
Yeah, I
a
feel
like a
like-
house
Like a little-
cat
like
size
Yeah, I was
dragon.
just gonna say, like, the size of a
Yeah,
cat.
Sit
right?
on your shoulder. Yeah, let's
Like
do
it's just a
cat-sized
little-
dragon.
Cat-sized dragon.
Because also, who doesn't
Yeah.
want cat size? Who doesn't want to like have a pet dragon? And like you can't keep
Yeah.
a dragon
Oh my
the size of a
goodness.
horse. In
And
your
if it
apartment.
had,
it
like-
just wouldn't work.
I had an idea, but I'm already getting ahead of myself with what I'm envisioning this tiny dragon to be. Imagine like an adventurer in a cold place, and you just have like a tiny dragon wrapped around you like a scarf, and it uses its warm
Oh,
breath
like a
to like
little-
breathe into your parka and warm you up.
Oh,
Or it's just
that'd be
naturally warm, like
Yeah.
its scales might be
cute.
warm.
Yeah.
And you don't, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll keep that in mind. All right, so we're gonna have a cat-sized dragon. We could also. It would also be interesting if they're like cat-sized for most of their life, and then. Maybe they're like juveniles for like 100 years, and then they reach adulthood at like 101, and then they just become
They just
massive,
explode.
like
Yeah.
elephant-sized dragons.
They
Would
become
also be
adolescents.
Very funny.
And they just don't know how to walk anymore or
Yeah.
fly 'cause their limbs are all
Yeah.
gangly.
Or what if there's some sort of reverse where when they hatch, they're like huge, and then as they get older, they get smaller and smaller. Like
They
you start
shrink.
off with this giant egg, and then they just like
And then they just
shrink.
become nothing.
Like Benjamin
Just
Button.
Benjamin.
muscles.
Well, they become like the size of a
Yeah.
mouse. They're just like a little tiny. All right, I'm feeling some lukewarmness on that idea, so perhaps
I
we
just
won't
think-
have
I kind of just
Like-
like the cat dragon.
Yeah, I
cat
like,
dragon.
I like
Cool.
it staying
Okay.
cat-sized. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Okay.
A
so
for effort, though, Amber.
I'm adding this to my world with the Bridge City. I'm gonna have Bridge City and reverse size.
Big
back,
dragon
it's
goes
an inside
small.
joke
Bridge
from
City.
Big dragon goes small.
An
Hashtag.
inside joke from one of our Patreon
Oh, yeah, I
episodes where
forgot.
I really
Well-
wanted to build a bridge on a city on a bridge, and Christiane and I are like, how would this work?
It's
like,
a logistical
functionally?
nightmare. Yeah.
But I believe I did later find a Wikipedia article on an actual city built on a bridge. So
Yes, there actually have been. And isn't like Venice basically a city on
It's
a
like-
bridge?
It's more.
Or
Like, I
like-
think Venice is more like what you guys built, which is like a city on a bunch of like
that's
stilts.
true on
a-
stilts. Yeah.
We're getting lost in the weeds. Go support our
Anyway,
Patreon and listen
yes.
to this
Yeah.
episode and hashtag Team Bridge. Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on. Question number 4. What does our dragon look like, and does it display any aspects of sexual dimorphism, which is when a female and a male, or whatever genders our dragons, when various genders look different?
I like the idea of like asexual, not in the like human terms, but in the like literal like there's just one sex. They can reproduce
that's
themselves.
what I was gonna say. Like every dragon lays eggs. It's not a male
so
or
just
female.
like genderless. Or maybe they don't even lay eggs. Maybe they just like duplicate. Like you come home and you just have 2 copies of your dragon.
Maybe we don't know.
What?
Oh, maybe we haven't discovered it yet. We think
I
that they
like
do
that.
like spontaneous generation.
Is
just, like,
egg laying a thing that dragons need to do? We didn't put that in our
that in there.
Hallmark list. But I don't know if I've ever read a book where it wasn't eggs.
Yeah. I mean, I do also love the idea of like a little like mother hen broody dragon or father, like, you know, like just a little dragon that's like has this little like clutch of eggs and it's just like running around your apartment.
I kind of imagine it also like a cat where like it could have 1 egg, it could have 10, you know?
Yeah. I do kind of like they're all one gender, but they all lay eggs.
Yeah.
Kind of seems
let's do that.
Like fun.
What colors?
Ooh, there we go. Okay.
What colors are
our dragons?
Do they come in multiple colors?
Colors.
Well, I guess my brain goes there because of D&D, and then the breath weapon is different depending on the color, but I don't know if that's too on the nose. It's too traditional.
I feel like that's too traditional. Because also, if we're thinking, like, again, with cats, like, cats don't really change other than orange ones being exceptionally stupid. Or calicos being, like, predominantly female. So I do want them to be
rainbow, then.
Rainbow.
Like, rainbow option.
I like the idea of them being, like, white with very iridescent scales. So, like, maybe they're really all base white. Again, like cats. Wow, I'm really on the cat track. I'm sorry. Where it's like, maybe they all have the same kind of, like, base color of, like, skin or scales. But, like, depending on where they're from, what area, like, the scales, like, will mature into different colors or, like...
Ooh.
I was thinking, too, I love the idea of, like, a pattern dragon, because I feel like they're usually, like, one color. But, like, when you even look at, like, snakes, you have different morphs, right? Like, where they're, like, banded or they're different colors. Or, like, cats, even, where you have, like, calico. Like, I love the idea of them being, like, multicolored within the same dragon. Would be kind of cute, like, if they're all patterny.
I like that, too, and I feel like the pattern should be determined based off of the environment in which they were hatched, because that does happen in nature to some extent, right? Like a warmer environment. I think that's the theory with cats with white patches, is like where it's warmer, they don't develop as much pigment, kind of thing.
So there's a book series for kids called Wings of Fire, and in that there's a subset of dragons where they have like glowing patterns on their scales, and it turned out to be because they lived underwater and like they glow in the dark kind of thing. So I do like the environment. I like the environment impacting what their scales look like and what their color is.
That would also be super cool for like a breeding aspect, because you'd have people who'd be like, oh, you know, if you put your eggs in like a cool environment, they'll be this color, or if you put them in heat, or if you like submerge them in water, or you have them very dry.
Interesting.
I like that.
Which could be very fun,
cool.
right? Okay, so they're genderless, they're
patterned. Very fun.
Patterned based on color of eggs. So I think the eggs are all the same color, but then when the dragons hatch, they'll be a different color.
I would say they mature into their pattern.
So they're all born like...
Cool. Yeah, they're all born
they're all
kind of like whites.
Or like gross and translucent.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like
translucent, like those fish that are like see-through.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Okay, absolutely. Okay, so you get these weird, creepy little translucent dragons.
I like that. And they lose their baby scales like humans lose teeth. So as they start to shed their scales, their adult scales come in and you can start seeing their pattern peeking through and stuff.
Oh, and so that would also make them very vulnerable, because, you know, they're probably, if you think of most baby things are softer, right? So their baby scales are probably real soft and squishy, and so they're very vulnerable until their like adult scales come
very tasty. A delicacy.
Very tasty. I love the idea that you can like see their bones. Just super creepy.
They're a
little
delicacy for
guys.
Foxes. I gotta throw
there's
foxes
the fox.
in
There's the fox. I love it. What color do we think the eggs are?
Well, I mean, the boring answer is white, because why
is white, right?
Why would the body spend all that time?
Are they also translucent? Can you like see the?
Oh, are they like a translucent egg?
Yeah.
That would be it's so
interesting.
gross.
That would be creepy.
It'd be really cool. I'm thinking of
Yeah,
like,
that would be
you
so
know, like
gross.
frog eggs where they're all like goopy and stuck together and you can see little tadpoles in them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
are they
interesting.
goopy eggs?
Yeah, I think
That
they should
would.
be
What if they
goopy.
have
Would
to
be
lay
goopy
eggs in
eggs.
water?
Well, that's what frogs do. They just cling them to a
Yeah,
bunch of
exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
bulrushes
Yeah,
and
like,
stuff.
do we think that?
Well, but we also said it depended on
Yeah.
the
Well,
on the
I think
environment.
they're
Yeah.
just very mucusy and just would like stick to a wall. Because snails have very goopy eggs and they lay them all over the forest.
yeah.
Can you imagine coming home and your dragon has laid eggs in your living room
It's
and
just
it's
like
just
all
this like
gooped
big
up.
gelatinous
Gooped up across
pile.
your
Ew.
TV so you can't even touch it. You're like,
Yeah.
damn it. Now it's out of commission for the next 4 months. Yeah.
Yeah, and the egg and the goop is probably like toxic to keep predators from like eating the eggs, right?
Yeah.
Like, if the eggs are
That's
really
smart.
fragile,
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
you've got this like goop, which is A, gross, and B, toxic. Except for then, of course, there's probably some animals that have developed a a resistance to it. As
Foxes.
things- Okay, cool. Foxes. We're also building a fox. It's the same as a normal fox, except that it eats
The dragon
dragons.
eater.
But it eats
Yeah.
dragons.
The dragon eater. All right, so genderless, pattern based on environment of eggs, translucent at birth, and the eggs are goopy. How do they look? Are they like mostly like reptile shaped? Are they kind of like lizard shaped? Do they look like a different kind of animal? What do we think they actually?
I'm
I'm picturing
envisioning
like
like
a traditional Western dragon,
lizardy.
but
Yeah, I'm picturing kind of a Western dragon with wings.
and
Yeah.
just is cat sized. I like it when they have like a
Yeah.
longer body. Like I like when they're a little more reptilian.
like a wiener dragon.
Like a wiener
a
dragon.
little more
Yeah.
snake-ish.
Yeah.
That's cute. Yeah, like
Sure.
slightly longer. It's got like a little snout.
More like Mushu.
Yeah.
Like Mushu's a little
Mushu
bit
with
longer.
wings.
Yeah.
Oh,
Doesn't
I
Mushu
am
have
gonna
wings?
once again suggest if they have a longer
Oh, no,
body,
maybe he doesn't.
more room for legs. Do they have 6 legs?
More
Do they have
centipede
8 legs? More real estate.
Nope, I'm sticking
No.
with 4 legs. 4-legged dragon.
4 legs and plus wings. They've got 4 full legs,
Yeah.
and then they've got little. Do they have more?
Yeah.
Ooh, what if they have like 4 wings? Like, what if they're kind of like butterfly wingy, where they have the
Ooh,
different
butterfly.
segments?
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah.
butterfly
I like
wings.
that.
Cool. But I'm
That's
still
good for a
imagining
little
them,
But not
like,
as delicate.
like,
They
yeah,
can,
like,
like,
I think they
fold
still
up.
have
Not
the
as delicate.
membranes. Yeah.
More like bats.
Yeah, they're like bat,
Bat
but like
wings.
in the shape of like kind of like they've got the 2 big wings and the 2 little wings, but they're made of the
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
bat
I like
membrane.
that.
Okay, butterfly shaped wings. Do they? And they're probably are they born with wings, or do we think their wings grow in later?
Ooh. That's a good question because now
I
I'm
like the
thinking about
idea of
frogs
gross,
again.
slimy wings.
Yeah.
Oh, like in tadpoles?
Yeah, how they
maybe?
slowly
like
grow.
they go through a metamorphosis.
Slowly grow
'Cause it could
legs
be
and then
like-
lose tail, but that would happen in the egg, presumably. Well, it
But you
doesn't with
could have it
frogs.
because we have their baby scales shedding. Maybe their baby scales shed, and then underneath it, they've got their like adult scales and these like wings that are like growing out. So you could have that happening. You
I
could also
think
have them be born with wings.
Right.
Yeah.
Wings right away.
Yeah, I think
Wings
yeah,
right away,
born
okay.
with wings because that's like big bones. Like that's pretty.
Yeah, that's fair. Also,
Yeah.
something really cute about like a kitten-sized dragon trying to like fly, but its wings aren't working and it like falls
Yeah,
over or
it's
like tries to
not
jump on a
ready to
sibling.
get- Yeah.
Okay,
And how awkward it is with all its limbs.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
do love the idea of them shedding their scales that
Yeah.
like not like also into adulthood like snakes they like shed once a month or once every couple months or something and you have this little like
Yeah.
husk
Carcass. Husk, yeah.
shed
Yeah.
scales. And I mean maybe it could be so also in a natural history of dragons we find out that there's like a use for parts of dragons, like their bones can be preserved to be really sturdy. Maybe there's like a use for the like shed scales. Maybe they're
I
could
like
be
the
used in,
idea of it being like a
medicine or-
superstition more than anything. Because if everyone has access to a dragon, oh, mind you, we didn't talk about how common dragons are. That I feel like if
Yeah, I
they're
guess
laying
we
a whole
don't
bunch
know.
of eggs anywhere in different environments, I feel like they'd be pretty common.
they're probably pretty common. Yeah, so maybe it's
So-
like superstition of like if you bury it outside your door, you'll have
Yeah.
good luck, or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we've got the general appearance down, unless there's any specific part of the appearance. I think they've also got like a longer tail. They've got their claws.
What did we decide about their breath?
No.
Like,
We
does
have
it
not
depend on
yet.
the
Nope.
environment, or is it always the same?
Do you know what? That was not a question I
'Cause-
had built in because that's going to be based off of those things. So let's do that as our next question. What is their special breath weapon like, or what? Or is it is it different based
Like,
on environment?
are they all fire dragons like the traditional, or do we have like, this is an ice dragon?
My first thought is that their bite is kind of like an electric shock, like when you click, one of those pens where you click it and it like jolts you. But like if it just like bites you, and it's just like a little jolt. I feel like
maybe
cute.
that they're all like that, so it doesn't.
And if they could self-produce electricity, that would also explain why they're so common, and it could be worked into the technology of the world too, right?
Slave dragons,
slave
labor.
Not my babies.
Yeah.
For their
I've already grown attached to my little cat-sized dragons.
Yeah.
Or maybe they don't generate enough. Maybe it's just like they're like a guard animal. Like maybe that's kind of this.
They
like,
could be a little battery.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's so
for a
cute.
something, a small.
Darn it, my phone's dying. Where's my dragon?
Yeah.
Aww. Where's my dragon? Jolt my phone.
Yeah, I like that.
That's cute. Okay, so they've got like a little jolty bite. I think probably not enough to kill a person, but it could be how they hunt, right? Like if they're hunting things like rats or fish
kind of
or whatever,
paralyzes
like that
them,
jolt would like stun it. Yeah, and then you can like go for it.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then because that is electricity, do we also want them to like glow? Because that is also like a form of bioluminescence.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Do they glow?
I like
That's
them.
bad for predators, though,
Mm.
isn't it? Or does
If they
that
glow, yeah.
help
I mean,
them?
maybe they only glow when they bite, because that's when it like activates, and then so maybe like you just like
Yeah,
see
I
this
think they would
glow
have
when they've,
control
like,
over the
bitten
glow.
Something.
What's the advantage of fish that glow?
To draw
it
in.
attracts other fish to them.
Tracks.
But
So,
if these
yeah, so
dragons
them
are
glowing
really that
probably
little,
something
like,
like that.
just stand out in an open field and glow and wait for all the big juicy moths to come your way.
That's
That's it,
true.
right?
They probably eat a lot of
Ooh,
bugs.
maybe it
Yeah.
eat moths. Oh,
my
I
goodness,
love
they're like a
that.
little-
yeah.
Oh, so I think they're probably maybe they're more insectivores then. So they've got like
Yeah.
I think it's insectivores and small rodents kind of thing. Like, they're not...
yeah,
Like
like
a mouse,
they
maybe.
grab a
Yeah.
mouse or a vole or something if it
Yeah.
happened to be. Okay, insectivores / small mammals. So
I'm just imagining a really adventurous dragon like trying to eat a rat, and it's
yeah,
just, like,
it's just
too
not
big for it.
working.
It's like
yeah. Oh, and so then maybe it's not just when they bite. Maybe they can like actually breathe it out
I
a little
think
bit to
so,
like
yeah.
stun a bug in midair or something. So it's like their kind
Yeah.
of general mouth area.
Maybe
and
it's
then they
like-
can also glow.
I know it's like breath, but in my mind, I think dragons it would also count for spitting. Like, maybe it's the saliva that carries a charge. So they could like try and like spit
like do
a
a little
little...
like jolting.
Yeah.
Electrical saliva.
Yeah.
I
You really
also
want
if
to
we're
train your dragon out of licking
You really do.
Yeah.
In that case.
I'm also thinking of like my cats. If they had electric spit, if I was
Oh my
1
God.
minute late on their food, they'd just be like, psst, 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 psst.
exactly. Right?
Oh, and they probably make little hissing sounds when they like just
Right?
like
Yeah.
I love
so
that.
cute.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, and my next question was, what is our dragon's diet? Which we've kind of already answered, which is
We
insects
already
and
answered, like
small
moths
mammals,
and-
small birds, probably also if they're fine. Are they scavengers at all? Like, do we think they'd be like eating birds' eggs or eating roadkill, or are they avoiding?
I would
that kind
say
of stuff.
Scavengers.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
You
most
think so? I didn't think,
insectivores
like-
are kind of
Oh,
like
are they?
opportunistic, aren't they?
They kind of take whatever. I don't know. I'm not an animal expert.
I think it
I could
depends. I
go
think there's
either
ones
way.
that do and ones that don't.
Yeah.
I could also see like as if they're very evolved for because it seems like they're very evolved for like hunting live stuff. So maybe they're not
Yeah.
interested in.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like if they were starving, maybe, but maybe it's not their main source of
Yeah.
of food.
I
Do
feel
they eat like?
we're also.
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
feel like we're all leaning toward non-sentient.
Yeah.
Like,
it does.
sounds
It does
we're
seem like
treating them
we've.
sort of
Yeah,
as-
you're right. We
as
have answered that.
cats.
Yeah, I think they
think.
would be smart in the way that like an animal is smart. Like they'd be maybe
Yeah.
like crows, maybe, where it's like they can figure out puzzles.
Like, they'll make
they
a
can
good
be,
pet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like smart for an animal, not smart for a maybe smart for some people, but not smart for a general person. Smart,
Not sentient.
not sentient. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, and then would they eat anything like fruits or anything, or are they strictly like a carnivorous
think-
creature?
Carnivore.
Maybe
I think so,
they
too.
Yeah, I think so too. I was gonna
Especially-
say maybe they need like a wide diet, and then they're really complicated to take care of as pets, and then but people are
Ah.
constantly wanting them as pets, and then
Yeah.
mistreating,
Yeah.
But I think they could be complicated to take care of.
Yeah.
And still
whatever
be,
their
yeah.
diet is.
Because
Yeah,
I
if
also
they're
just think, like,
spitting electricity
evolutionarily,
at
if
you
they
all the
have
time,
this,
yeah.
they're, like, very built for...
Actually, carnivores are probably more complex to take
Probably,
care of because
yeah.
you need to feed them, like...
You need to be
Especially
raising
if they
1,000
need live
moths.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that would be the issue, is, like, you wouldn't be able to just give your dragon a dead mouse. I think
Yeah.
it needs to hunt it.
Yeah.
I think they'd be
Yeah.
domesticated in the same way barn cats are. Like, that's how I would see them functioning in society, where it's like everyone kind of has a pet dragon, but it's not like an indoor lapdog, unless you're really rich or really into dragons.
Or it's kind of like a lizard where you can, like, go to specialty stores that
true.
will give you live
Yeah.
bait. Or, like,
Yeah.
a snake, because there's lots of lizards and snakes that need...
Yeah. I'm kind of thinking of them at the domesticity level of, like, foxes. Not to bring it back to foxes, but, like, where
Oh,
some people
yeah.
keep them as pets, and, like, you technically can,
It's
but they're
really
also, like,
rare,
a
though.
nightmare. Because, like, foxes
Yeah.
will never properly, like, litter train, and they, like, yell all the time. So it's like you can have them as a pet, but they're, like, kind of an inconvenient pet, and they're not,
And in
like...
some countries, it would be illegal.
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but maybe, like, there's, like, one country that has, like, a domesticated version that's, like,
Yeah.
you know, that they've come up with. Okay, so we figured out their diet. We've also kind of talked about this a little bit, but, like, what is our dragon's life cycle? So I think we maybe have covered this already, where it's, like, goopy eggs, very vulnerable babies.
How long do
Matures.
they live?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. What's their lifespan? I kind of want to think, like, long for an animal. Like, I was thinking, like, 50. Like,
I was thinking
but I don't know
like
if
80.
that's...
Because I like...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I also kind of like the
I
idea,
like the
of,
idea
like...
growing old with your dragon.
growing old with your dragon, and also, like, having a family dragon that you, like, inherit kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They're like tortoises where you have to, like, put them
Yeah.
in your will of, like, this
Yeah.
is who gets my,
Yeah.
my dragon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think 80-ish years. Obviously, you'll have some that die sooner, or you'll have some that live a longer life.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, what are their social dynamics? Are they solitary creatures? Do they live in, like, flocks or herds?
I want to go back to cats.
Yeah, I was gonna
kind of
say.
cats and dogs, where like you can have one by itself, but you need to really hang out with
I think
it.
it
if
also
you do.
also like depends on the individual dragon, right? There are some
Yeah.
dragons who are like, I do not want to deal with other dragons, and there are some that are like, these
Yeah.
are my best friends, and I want to hang
I'm
out
so
together.
sad
Yeah.
by myself. Yeah.
I feel like your dragon needs some sort of socialization. Like, I think they aren't solitary creatures. But
No,
it's,
they're
some
not
of
like,
them just
I'm
wanna
going to be
socialize,
alone
like,
in the
with
woods.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, or you get a bonded pair where, like, they need to
Yeah.
stay together, or maybe they, like, imprint
Yeah.
on a person and they need to be with their person or whatever. But,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I think maybe in the wild they would live in, like mates and their babies, and then they would go off and, like, or would they, do you think we'd be in, a big flock in the wild? Or how
Ooh,
would
I
they
do like a
interact
flock
with
of
each other? A flock of dragons does sound really cute.
Maybe like
But
8 to 10.
If they're
in a flock,
competing,
you know?
if they only eat live food, it wouldn't make sense for them to hang out in herds, you know?
That's true.
Because then they'd be competing
Maybe
with
it's
each
like-
other
But-
constantly.
Birds eat bugs and they're in flocks.
That's true.
Well, that's
also,
true.
Counterpoint. Yeah. Yeah. You could also, maybe they flock at certain times of year, like during, like, mating and, like, rearing your young season. You flock, and then in, like,
But if
you
they're
know, when you're
asexual,
not,
they
you kinda
don't
just go off on
mate.
your own.
Oh yeah, they don't
but
mate.
they could. Well, we did
They-
say they're all just one gender. They could still mate, just like, but it doesn't matter with who. We didn't
Like
specifically say that. We
slugs.
could just, yeah. Yeah,
That
well,
has
but
slugs.
okay,
I'm
so maybe it's
learning
not
so much.
mating season, but maybe it's birthing season, right? Because it's a
Yeah.
lot easier to take care of your eggs if you're in a
Yeah,
group. So maybe they
if
just
you're
come
in a
together.
group. Yeah. They come
You have, like,
together
one
to have their
giant
eggs.
pile of mucousy eggs.
Just like breathing with little
all- I
dragons
love
at
it.
one
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they
Yeah.
probably would all live together until the babies all get their adult scales, and then they probably all disperse and, like,
Yeah.
In the wild, at
Right?
least. But the
sounds
domesticated
good.
ones,
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
again, similar to
Flock
cats,
for-
you might have like your barn cat who just lays its eggs under your
Yeah.
porch, kind of thing.
Yeah.
The dragon distribution system where a dragon has moved in, under your porch, and okay, so they flock for birthing and babies, and then are solitary. Yeah, so I guess how many of them, how common are there? Are we seeing flocks of, like, hundreds? Do they lay eggs every year, or is it like cicadas where they, like, come together once every 10 years and, like, do their thing and then
Again, I kind of like
disperse.
the idea of cats because I'm thinking of like cats in our society in Canada, right? Like yeah, there are some feral cats, there are barn cats, there are domesticated cats. It kind of depends on if you're very, very rural. Like up on my family farm, there's tons of barn cats kind of thing. No one really has a cat in their house though. And that, or at least not on my farm. My Aunt Mary, she was very intense about the barn cats not getting in. And I think that'd be really funny. I'm envisioning her being like, get out of here, chasing them away with a wooden spoon.
Like I'm from the country and everyone had cats and like no one wanted cats because they all had them.
Yeah.
So you would have your cat would have kittens and then you'd be like, well, I have to keep them because
No
no
one's
one
gonna take
wants a
these,
cat.
Yeah. They're
But
all
then you
working
also-
dragons.
Yeah, you also have places like Istanbul, Turkey, where it's like tons of stray cats, but everyone just like lets them wander through the shops and restaurants and like
Yeah.
loves them kind of thing. Because then
Yeah.
it could also depend on the culture in the world, right? Like one
Uh-huh.
region might love them and the others might view them as
Yeah.
pests and be like, oh, we got to start spaying these dragons. There's too many.
Catch and release to
Well,
spay
and
them.
maybe in different climates where there's lots of bugs, people really want
Yeah.
them because they keep
Yeah.
their house bug free, you know?
And they probably lay more eggs in those regions, so you probably have more. Whereas, like, in a region with less bugs, maybe they're having, like, one egg or something like
And
that.
I mean, it could depend on the country. Maybe
Yeah.
they're going extinct in some
Mhm.
regions.
Yeah.
Maybe people are killing them in
Yeah.
others or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I think they could breed every year and have clutches of, like,
Yeah.
maybe 1 to 12 eggs, depending on what the circumstances are like. Because we also know the eggs are vulnerable and the babies are vulnerable. So you're not, like, super
Yeah.
going to overpopulate the world with dragons, even though they live a long time. Because a lot of the babies
Yeah.
probably get, like...
So a lot of them will get eaten by foxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the specific world-traveling foxes.
We're also
that eat
establishing
eggs.
that there's foxes everywhere in this world across all climates.
There's a
Most
huge fox
places.
problem.
We thought the dragons
Alright,
were
so, like,
bad.
1 to
My
2
goodness.
pets. 1 to 12 eggs yearly, but a lot of them die. Okay. And then my last question that I have here is, does our dragon have any magical or supernatural powers?
Ooh, we haven't really talked about that.
No. It seems so far we've kind of made a very, like, naturalistic animal type dragon.
Yeah, I mean, like, the electric thing could be
Yeah.
magic, but it also could be just a natural
Yeah.
thing.
I was at one point thinking, like, what if they could go invisible? Just because I think that would be really funny.
Oh my
if you
God.
had all of these tiny dragons that could also go invisible, and just
That would
like
be funny.
wreak havoc on your home. But
I don't know if that fits.
I kind
it
of
doesn't really
like the idea
yeah.
of it being open-ended, because I'm thinking, for if people would like to use this, right? Like, I like the idea of a story centered around this where someone like really believes that dragons have a magic power. Some cultures like really revere them because they believe they have some sort of supernatural power, but it's never been confirmed. And like, it would be really cool to start a story there of like, do they, don't they? And then if they
Yeah.
do, right? Like, how does that impact the world? Suddenly these common, it's like if we found out cats could move stuff with their mind, suddenly it'd
They
be like,
can.
what? Like, it would be
yeah.
mind-blowing,
They
right?
just never bother to.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we could say, like, not explicitly. So, like, our version of these dragons don't. But if
But-
somebody
Yeah.
wants
But
to
if
incorporate
you could write a
this,
story,
yeah,
yeah.
where they are magical, like maybe they're messengers for the gods, or they can speak telepathically, or Okay, cool. Anything else that we want to add to our little guys, our little dragons? They're so cute. I want one. I'm sad.
I
these aren't
know.
real.
Someone in this fantasy world has a dragon and has named it Ogvorbis.
Yes.
Ogvorbis.
Ogvorbis.
Or that could be the like Latin
species
scientific name for them.
is
Is like
Ogvorbis.
Ogvorbis.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That's the
Ogvorbis.
species
That's
name.
the scientific name, is the Ogvorbis. Love it.
Just
That's
for
great.
listeners, we were downloading audio versions of our episodes earlier today, and Emma was like, I can save it as Ogvorbis format. What the heck is that? And it was
Yeah,
funny.
we decided Ogvorbis.
So any
is
audio
gonna be
nerds
Christiana
who
something.
said that was a
listening.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are the Ogvorbis.
Great dragon name.
Oh, actually, that makes me. I have a bonus question now based on that. Do they make any noises? Like, do they make a sound?
Ooh.
We've already established that they like hiss when they're spitting, because they make like a hit, but like
Yeah.
they could also like, I don't know, purr or make bird sounds.
I like the
or,
idea of them kind of like
scream.
chittering a little,
Oh, like just like clacking
I
their little
feel-
teeth together. That's kind of
Yeah.
cute.
I kind of like that people think they're silent in the same way that people think foxes are silent. Bring it back to the foxes. But foxes actually make really
when
weird
when they yell,
noises.
it's scary.
Yeah. So like maybe something like that. Like
Yeah.
they they chitter, or maybe they can also scream, like, depending on if they're really upset.
I like the idea of, like, hearing it and being like, is there a dragon under my porch? Like, you know,
Yeah.
what's going
Yeah.
on? What is that? Yeah.
Is it gotten into my attic, into my rafters?
I'm
Like,
hearing
what?
this chittering in my walls, and if we have another dragon infestation, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, pest control for dragons would be, no, because I'm imagining, I live near a park, and the other night I got woken up in the middle of the night by coyotes, like, howling, which is a very, like, and, like, yipping, and it's a very eerie noise. I'm also imagining, like, that sound of, like, from, like, you know, 1,000 dragons in a tree or something like that would be.
Yeah.
I think also maybe when they're talking to each other, maybe they do, like, really high-pitched vocalizations that people can't hear, so they kind of think that they're silent, but it's like, no, they're actually communicating. We just can't hear what their noise that they're making. I think is also kind of fun. It's fun when animals have secrets from us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also very much like that, my brain is going to that because of the, like, natural history of dragons, where it's like, here are some things that people could discover about the dragons later that they don't already know.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to just do a little rundown summary of the dragon that we've made. So, they are non-sentient but smart for animals. They are cat-sized when they are full-grown. They are genderless. They're scaled, and they have different colors and patterns on their scales depending on the environment in which the eggs were incubated. At birth, they are translucent, and you can see their little bones, and their eggs are also kind of translucent and covered in this really goopy mucus that's toxic to a lot of species that would want to eat the eggs. They have sort of butterfly-like segmented wings with 2 bigger wings and 2 smaller wings, but they are membranous like bat wings. They have these wings as of birth, but they're very small. They do shed their scales like snakes, and during their life cycle, they're born very sort of soft and vulnerable, and then they shed their baby scales, then they're a lot tougher. They have a little jolt bite and spit, so if they bite their prey or spit at it, they have a little sort of electricity that will go to stun it. And they also glow at will to kind of attract bugs to them. Their diet primarily consists of insects, small mammals, and small birds. They are carnivorous, and they consume live prey. Their life cycle is about 80 years. They will flock for birthing and to raise their young, and then as soon as their young develop their adult scales, they'll sort of disperse and go on their solitary way until the next year. And they will have a clutch of 1 to 12 eggs every year. Although I think probably not every dragon has eggs every year. I think there's probably like a threshold of, you know, depending on what the system can support, that a certain number of dragons probably won't have eggs, I would assume. But they kind of lay all their eggs in like a big pile.
I'm also, like, breeding years, like, from age, you know, X to X.
Oh,
lay eggs.
Yeah. They're not explicitly magical, although some people have theorized perhaps they are. And for noises, they make little hissing, spitting sounds. They will also chitter. They sometimes will vocalize in really high-pitched screams. And they have an even higher-pitched vocalizations where they'll communicate to each other, but humans can't hear it. And their scientific taxonomic name is Ogvorbus.
Although you might not be able to use that one if you actually...
Yes, it may be copyrighted. We don't know.
That might be a copyrighted name. I also imagine them to kind of move like cats. You know how cats stretch and then claw your couch or your floor?
Doing a big stretch? Absolutely. Yeah. Maybe they also groom each other. Like, maybe that's one of the electricity uses that's really good for, like, cleaning scales. With
they have scales. They don't need... Do animals with scales need to groom? Isn't that a fur thing?
That's true, but these ones could because it's cute.
Yeah. It's cute. All right.
Maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe they like to polish their scales so they're super shiny and pretty looking.
Yeah.
They're very vain. And there you go. There is our dragon. Thank you so much for joining us in the workshop. We hope that this discussion was entertaining and maybe even a little bit inspiring for your own world building. Everything we build is for the public domain, so feel free to use our own dragon in your own worlds and stories, or use our guiding questions to come up with your own fictional dragon. We will be back in the tavern next week. We will be discussing Lucky Day by Chuck Tingle. We hope to see you there, but until then, scram.
Get out of here.
Bye.